Parker, a proficient CIA military operative and detective, is currently in Syria on a mission with her companion Spider. However, she receives a call from the sheriff of her hometown and former lover, Jesse Swan, who informs her about the unfortunate passing of her father, Harry Calvo, in a mining accident. Upon her return to her hometown of New Mexico, she encountered Sheriff Jesse Swan in his office, where he presented her with a letter penned by her late father. Jess escorted Parker back home, and during the journey, an advertisement on the radio urged listeners to vote for Senator Swan to protect America. Parker inquired about Jess's father's re-election campaign, expressing her intention to leave after her father's funeral. Left alone in her father's house, Parker was startled by an unexpected visitor who turned out to be Mike, her former friend and the bar manager. Kay Parker requests Mike to guide her to the location where her father passed away. Mike reveals that he was the one who discovered her father after a long absence. Leading her into the mining hole, Parker stumbles upon a camera at the entrance, and inside, Mike shows her everything. Upon investigation, Parker deduces that Harry's death was not accidental. Later at a bar, Parker gets into a heated argument with Jesse's younger brother, Elvis. As they leave the bar, they spot a stolen car with a machine gun inside. They decide to closely follow the car and end up rescuing a hardware store owner from thieves. Parker observes Elvis and his associates shooting guns and trespassing on her family's land. Upon contacting Spider for assistance, she discovers that Elvis is an arms dealer operating on the dark web, providing weapons to terrorists. The following day, she follows Senator Swan's son, Elvis, and witnesses him engaging in illicit relationships with military personnel. Later that day, she breaks into Senator Swan's residence and sees Elvis selling RPGs to a gang. While reuniting with Jesse, Parker meets his father, Senator Ezekiel Swan, who is campaigning for re-election. Jesse later informs Parker that they will release her father's body the next day. After Harry's funeral, Parker meets with Jesse and Ezekiel at their compound. Spider messages her to inform that Elvis's men are trespassing in her father Harry's mine. She confronts them, leading to the burning down of her bar and the death of one henchman. Parker then confronts Elvis, knocking him out. Elvis mentions to her, "You think that Jesse doesn't know I'm here," which clarifies to Parker that they are behind her father's death. Jesse arrives and arrests Parker. Jesse confronts Elvis about the incident, exposing that Elvis had been using Harry's mine to smuggle weapons from a nearby military depot. They had been using an underground tunnel to secretly transport weapons and sell them to arms dealers, funding Ezekiel's campaign and aiding Jesse in becoming sheriff. Upon discovering Harry's death, Jesse falsely attributed it to a mine collapse caused by Harry himself. Jesse then demanded a hefty sum of $3 million from Parker in exchange for her father's property. When Parker accused him of trying to distract her, she also threatened to expose incriminating evidence against him and his father. Meanwhile, Senator Swan intervened to order his sons to continue their arms dealing and instructed Jesse to eliminate Parker's lawyer. Following the lawyer's murder, Jesse and his accomplices assaulted Parker in an attempt to obtain security footage from her bar. Despite being forced to retrieve the footage, Parker managed to alert her friend Spider about the ongoing torture by Senator Swan and his sons before escaping in a police cruiser, ultimately crashing on Mike's property. Mike and his mother conceal Parker in his hidden marijuana lab to aid in her recovery, as Elvis threatens to set fire to the property if they don't hand her over. Despite Parker's attempt to alert the senior officer at the weapons depot about the thefts, she is dismissed. Seeking revenge, Parker, with the help of family friends Mo and Frank, gathers enough weapons to take on the Swans. Domestic terrorist, reminiscent of Timothy McVeigh, is wanted for the murder of at least 37 Americans. He has paid the Swans a substantial amount of money in advance for stolen weapons, but thanks to Parker's intervention, the weapons are not delivered. When Ezekiel is questioned about the situation, He reveals that he has already spent the money on his re-election campaign. Parker successfully infiltrates the Swan compound, where she confronts Ezekiel, seeking answers about her father's disappearance before ultimately eliminating him. Spider reaches the mines to aid Parker, only to be confronted by Ghost's henchmen. Parker detonates a weapons truck to divert the attention of the thugs, enabling her and Spider to eliminate them before she fatally stabs Elvis. Mo, Frank, and Parker's family friends arrive at the mines to support her in completing her mission, uncovering the exit to the military depot. Jesse appears holding a grenade, determined to take charge of the situation. Parker offers her assistance, but he realizes there is no positive outcome for him and forcefully pushes her away before detonating the grenade. With the Swan family deceased, Parker can move forward with her life. A month later, Parker and Spider are driving across the country to resume their CIA duties when Mikey video calls them, providing an update on the progress of rebuilding and reopening Maria's.